Khalil Shakir is not an outside receiver. That's just the first thing that you have to know about him, the 5th round pick that the Buffalo Bills selected at pick 148. However, that doesn't mean he's a bad player. Only 59 snaps versus press coverage all season, so that's just not what he does. He's a slot guy. That's obviously, you can be on the outside and not face press, but, that's really what he is he's a slot guy. But the Bills need a slot guy. They just lost Cole Beasley, so you needed a replacement. And quite frankly, slot receivers are, to some degree, becoming even more important with this sort of new trend we're seeing in the NFL of teams playing a lot of 2 safety deep coverages. Well, now getting stuff over the middle and kind of shallower can actually become really important, and that's how you can really have some success. So let's talk about Shakir and what he can really bring to this Buffalo Bills team, because I, quite frankly, really love this pick. Let's start off with a play like this. So what's going to happen here is that it's a pretty simple concept where you have 2 receivers who are running deep, and then Shakir, who's technically not the slot guy on this play, but is essentially going to serve that role. He is going to be running over the middle, running a slant route. It's the kind of traits that, guys who do this stuff typically can be good slot receivers. Look at how right when this play begins, what you're going to end up noticing here is that, as you see, does a good job of getting open, I would say. Cuts very well, can cut very smoothly. It was a good concept by Boise State just as a whole. That was definitely true. It's just the concept worked. But as you see, he's then able to make the catch and even do a nice job of running and picking up as many yards as possible after the catch. So, that obviously helps if you're a slot guy. If you're going to be a possession guy, well, being able to maximize the amount of yards you can get after the catch is cool too. Obviously, it won't work as well at the NFL level as it did in college, but still, he should be able to have the traits to be good at this stuff. Something like this is another great example of that. It's a really simple play. This is not a difficult route to get open on. I bet, you watching this at home could probably get open on something like this, where it's going to be just a quick route over the middle underneath this zone coverage concept that the defense has. Look at how right when this play begins, again, he's doing nothing basically. He's just saying, hey, they're going to give us a few yards, so if you want to take a few yards, cool. Okay, great. I had the ball now. Let's take those few yards, except this is where the value of someone like Shakir can come in. Watch him make a move and be able to pick up a decent amount of yards on that play. So, again, does this mean that he will be able to do this consistently at the NFL level? Probably not. Guys are better at tackling, but will he be able to do it sometimes? I think yes. Something like this is another example of something I believe he will be able to do sometimes. So first, just the concept itself. This is a good concept, something Buffalo runs, in fact, where you're going to have the outside receiver going to run a deep route and then kind of cut over the middle. It'll hopefully draw the corner closer to him, as then Shakir, who is the slot receiver on this play, is going to eventually almost become the plus receiver in a way where he's going to then get outside the numbers and run a deep route, and hopefully the corner has covered the first guy, meaning that Shakir can get open. That's how you hope this play works. And as you see right when it begins, this play is going to relatively work out pretty well. Good route running by Shakir. He is able to get open. There's a bubble where this throw can be made, but it's going to be tough. Ideally you would like to get this, throw a little bit earlier, and let's be honest, ideally you would like to have Josh Allen throwing it, right? So you can get it there in a hurry. Obviously, not every team has Josh Allen. Only one NFL team does. Well, I guess technically 2 NFL teams have a Josh Allen, but you know what I mean? The quarterback, Josh Allen. Anyways, watch what's going to happen with this throw. As you see, this one is up there, and look at this catch from Shakir. He made a lot of one-handed catches. This was not just his biggest highlight reel catch. He made these weirdly consistently, so he is someone who can make a tough catch. And hey, that's cool, right? Every now and then your quarterback is going to miss a throw, so having someone who can find a way to make a circus catch, it's at least exciting if nothing else, and this is something that he can do. It's not something he did, it's something he can do. And going over to stuff like this, he is someone who can win against man coverage, where what's going to happen is this is man coverage, it's a one-on-one matchup, and watch what's going to happen here. As you see, watch him kind of fake as though he's going to his right and then cuts to the left to get the inside leverage. Now, this throw still ends up being closer to the outside, but still a good piece of route running there by Shakir to just allow himself to get past the defensive back who he's going up against, so he has that little bit of separation. Now, it's a bit of a difficult throw for the quarterback. You have to get it over the defensive back, so that's definitely something that's going to be, not the easiest in the world. And Shakir isn't the tallest of receivers. He's 6 feet tall, 96, so definitely not the biggest of guys. But look, yes, the ball was a little bit overthrown, but he makes a really good catch and is able to pick up a big gain there. So again, he can use route running to his advantage. Yes, he's not the biggest of guys or the fastest of guys, but he can still find a way to have success, in my opinion. We then had something like this, where what's going to happen here is it's going to be cover 0. This is just a good way of showing that he can track the ball well. How serious is this going to be in terms of something that will translate at the NFL level? I don't know, but it's fun at least, if nothing else. Look at how right when this play begins, the quarterback just chucks one up because of the pressure, and this ends up being double coverage. Good defense by Nevada, good awareness by Nevada to read this and, just see what's happening. But watch Shakir just notice where it is and be able to, again, make that one-handed catch, be aware of where the ball is, and find a way to make the play. So these are highlight reel level plays by him. Of course, it's not like he's doing this every game, but it's not like he's only doing this a couple of times a season. No, like, this is legit what he could do. I'm pretty much always in favor of just drafting receivers in general because people are so bad at evaluating them, and it is so difficult to evaluate them that just getting more guys in the building always helps you because you never know. Maybe you struck gold. So I'm always a fan of drafting receivers in general. But this is a guy who many people felt like was going to be a legitimate, higher draft pick. So him falling as far as he did was surprising. And again, I get it. He's not the fastest guy and he's little. NFL cares about that kind of stuff. But what you also should care about to some degree is, were you able to have success at the college level? And he was able to have success at the college level. I'm not saying all of these moves will work out, in the NFL. They probably, a lot of them probably won't. But do I think he could be a good slot receiver and has the tools to be a good slot receiver at the NFL level? I do, and there's other stuff in his game that I'm fascinated by as well. So I'm just a really big fan of this selection in general. I think it's smart, especially one, listen, if you're the Buffalo Bills, the last thing you want is for a wide receiver injury to happen, and now you're screwed. I mean, and we've seen that, with teams where a receiver goes down and they really struggle. I think about, the Cardinals with DeAndre Hopkins. Now, that's DeAndre Hopkins. That's a superstar. No team is going to be great when a superstar goes down, regardless of positional value. But in a position like that, they really struggled without Hopkins. And for the Bills, if Stephon Diggs goes down and misses 4 games, you need to have guys who can step in. And Shakir can't be Stephon Diggs, but he can do a role and allow you to still scheme stuff up and make stuff happen. So that's another reason why I like this move, and I think he fills an immediate need in this offense as well. I think there was some talk about, I think I had him going, in one of my mock drafts, I had them picking Shakir in round 2, or round 2 or 3, something like that. He ends up falling all the way to round 5, so feels like a pretty good move for them. That's what I think. What do you guys think? What were your thoughts on Khalil Shakir going to the Bills? Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.